morning, ladies and gentlemen, especially to our THC122 instructor, Mr. Rolando Laurenti Jr. I am Sheilamie P, Bernal, and I am here in front of you to discuss about kitchen hygiene and sanitation. In the kitchen hygiene, we will be discussing about its introduction, types of kitchen cleanings, prevention in kitchen, and lastly, prevention of food-borne infection. While in sanitation, we will be discussing its introduction and consideration in kitchen. Okay, let's start. Let's start it with the question, what is kitchen hygiene? Kitchen hygiene is related to clean and maintain the surface and equipment of the entire kitchen. It is very crucial part of the total hygiene in food production areas. Proper hygiene must always be observed, most especially when handling and preparing food. This is not only important in the food industry, but also be observed strictly even in domestic settings. Not washing hands and using kitchen tools hygienically may easily spread food-borne diseases or cause food poisoning. More often than not, food poisoning is caused by cross-contamination. This happens when bacteria is transferred from one food item to another. Careless in the cleanliness of any section of the kitchen could lead to risk of food poisoning. To make a kitchen safe and hygienic, the following points must be considered.
Hair should be properly tucked inside a cup, no earring or necklace or chains, no outer pockets, wear neat and clean clothes, no wristwatch or rings, cover all wounds, nails should be short and clean, torn clothes should be repaired and replaced, wear clogs and safety shoes. Here are the things that should not be considered. Hair coming outside a cup, earring and necklace or chains, outer pocket and contents, dirty clothes, wristwatch or rings, open and bleeding wounds, long unpainted nails, torn clothes, and lastly, barefoot or slippers.
Things we should wear. Let's start by taking a look at what a food handler should know. First is uniforms. Wear a clean uniforms every day and only put it on at the workplace. Second, aprons. Different full aprons should be worn at different preparation stations. Example, seafood and vegetables. Third, gloves. Different disposable gloves to be used when handling raw or cooked food. Then fourth, shoes. Wear only non-slip or full covered shoes. Kitchen hygiene wrong habits.
Here are the top things you should never do as a food handler. Cough or sneeze into food or hands, smoke, wipe away sweat using hand or apron, scratch body, face or clothing, put fingers in mouth, taste food with fingers, touch face when working with food, touch jewelry, pick your nose, and lastly touch ready-to-eat food.
Good day everyone, my name is Ann Montecalvo. So I'm going to report about kitchen hygiene and sanitation. So, naay types of kitchen cleaning. There are different cleaning agents are used depending on the item to be cleaned, the cleaning method, and the type of soiling found on the item. So, there are four main types of cleaning agent used in commercial kitchens. First, detergents. Second, degreasers. Third, abrasives. Fourth, acids. So, ita sa detergent. And detergent is most common type of cleaning agent and are used in home and commercial kitchens. They work by breaking up of dirt or soil, making it easy to wash it away. Second is degreasers, sometimes known as solvent cleaners, and used to remove grease from surface such as oven tops, counters, and grill backsplashes. So, next is abrasives, substances of or chemical that depend or rubbing or scrubbing action to clean dirt from hard surface. Abrasives are usually used to clean floors, pots, and pans. Acid, the most powerful type of cleaning agent, and should be used with care. So guys, cleaning is only the first step to a germ-free kitchen. Types of kitchen cleaning. Kitchen cleaning tasks fall into 4 categories. After each daily use, weekly use, and monthly use. After each use, chopping board, foods, preparation such as oven, grills, microwave machine, slicer, can opener, and knife. Kitchen sanitizer remover surface including stainless steel items. So, daily use: floors, hot cover, refrigerator, display and cabinets. General cleaning degreaser is ideal for kitchen floor. Weekly use: shelves, door, food storage rack, fries and fridges, and cold rooms. Kitchen cleaner sanitizer will clean surface and the inside of fridge, as it is very ideal for weekly tasks or use. Monthly use: pipe work, walls, ventilation, and paint work. As for the cleaning kitchen degreaser, heavily duty is ideal for monthly use in the kitchen.
Good day everyone, I'm Ave Brigoli. So my topic for today includes the kitchen hygiene and sanitation. So first, let's talk about the prevention in kitchen. Kitchen safety awareness is crucial during food preparation and cooking, as well as during cleanup and daily living. Understanding the hazards present in the kitchen help us avoid cause an accident. So, we all need to be aware of potential risks involving cleaning kitchen. This includes correct handling of knives and other sharp equipments to minimize the danger from injury. So this explains that when we are in the kitchen, we must not be reckless and be attentive of what we are doing to avoid such injuries. So next, correct handling, storing, and disposal of rubbish. So, this explains that in every kitchen, there are waste that need to be recycled, need to be stored in a certain way, and there are waste that are hazardous. So, it is very significant to dispose rubbish properly because it can attract pests and cause food contamination, and it can cause points of health risk. Next, we have checking the electrical equipment and reporting if any faults are found, ensuring the gas appliance is switched off and not accidentally turned on while cleaning. The inspection of electrical equipment in the kitchen is to figure out if such equipment in the kitchen is needed to be adjusted, operated, deteriorated, and remedied before it can cause health and safety risk. So next, we have always put a safety signboard while cleaning and remove after cleaning. This explains that a safety signboard tells us to be careful. Example, wet floors. It reminds us that wet floors tells us that slip and fall hazard is immediate in that area, and safety signboard is removed if that immediate area is done cleaning. Next, we have the prevention of foodborne infection. So first, what is foodborne infection? Foodborne infection is the inflammation of stomach and bowels. The infection can happen when we eat or drink something that is contaminated by a bacteria, virus, or parasite. So, the following tips for kitchen hygiene will protect against foodborne infection. They are: heat food well so that it reaches at least 70 degrees Celsius for 2 minutes in the center. So this explains and help that if we use this tip, it can help to kill the bacteria and we can eat the food safely. So next, to avoid cross-contamination, thoroughly clean the work surface because cross-contamination is the transfer of pathogen to one another. So it is very necessary for us to clean the kitchen when we use it. Next, we have wash vegetable and fruits for raw consumption thoroughly in order to remove germs. In this way, it helps to remove the bacteria and germs in the fruits and vegetables to prevent health risks. So next, we have maintain a cold chain and keep food in the fridge at 2 to 5 degrees Celsius. Store meat and fish on the coldest shelf. So in this way, it helps the meat and fish to maintain the freshness and to prevent contamination of the food. Next, we have sanitation. Sanitation refers to the public health condition related to clean drinking water and adequate treatment, while kitchen sanitation refers to important steps we should take to prevent disease and thus promote our health. So sanitation, it is necessary to kill the disease-causing bacteria. Sanitation is very important in the workplace, especially in the kitchen department and also in our home kitchen. Next, we have the consideration in kitchen. Here are the following consideration in kitchen. So first, we have wash or change kitchen towels, cloths, and sponges every few days. This explains to keep all things in the kitchen out of bacteria. Use of disinfectant is only advisable on the recommendation of a doctor or health authority. Next, store knives in a wooden block or in a drawer. This is to avoid hazards of falling objects. Floor must be kept reasonably clean at all times. This is to avoid the slip and fall hazard. Refuse must be kept reasonably clean at all times. Store all food and utensils at least 6 inches off the floor. This is to avoid the attraction of pests from the food and the utensils to avoid contamination. All food must be obtained from approved source. This is to ensure that the food we intake is safe to eat. Lastly, we have the conclusion. Kitchen hygiene is the most important thing that should be considered while working in the kitchen, as well as sanitation comes secondly in the kitchen. Sanitation and hygiene mainly attracts customers, so we have to mainly focus on these two terms. That would be all, and thank you for listening to our report.
Good morning, everyone. I am Rutchel Antolijao from DSHM1C. I assigned to report about the grooming and personal hygiene. So, the personal hygiene is keeping the body clean and helps prevent the spread of germs. And personal hygiene, which is also referred to as personal care, includes the gentleman, the hair, the face, and the hand. Creating the impression at tasting one. So, all staff, irrespective of the fact that they have direct or indirect contact with guests, should be well groomed, as this leaves a good impression on our guests and also gives them feeling that hotel maintains high standards. So I have some examples to create a good impressions. First, be on time. Second is present yourself appropriately. Third, be yourself. Fourth is have a winning smile. Fifth is be open and confident. Sixth is use small talk. Lastly, and be positive. So, gentlemen. A well-groomed gentleman would exhibit the following minimum standards. So, here's the minimum standard. The hair is clean, neatly cut, not extending below the ears. So, it should be at or above the collar line of the uniform shirt. So, always will comb. Kinahanglan nato nga manudlay. So, third is frequently shampoo. Then, lastly is keep in place but not oily. Di na to palabian o butang o kanang mga oil baka ha. So, sa face is clean shave, not stubble, braid or mosaic well, trimmed above lip level and not dropping. Second is teeth must be brushed clean without nicotine stains. Kinahanglan ta toothbrush. Then, lastly is the stubborns are not to be longer than half the length of fist ear. So, the hands is regularly washed. Permi pud na to. Permi tamang hugas atong kamot. So, yan is no marks or nothing stains. Nicotines, rather. So, third is nails to be short, clean of even length, and well trimmed. Kinahanglan pud siya nga dili tag-asa ng sakturan.
Personal hygiene. Bath daily and use a deodorant after bath to avoid body odor. The hotel staff will need to maintain the cleanliness and fragrance of their body so they look presentable to entertain the guests. Use a mouthwash often and brush teeth twice a day to avoid bad breath. Visit a dentist twice a year for a dental checkup. All staff, especially those who are assigned to entertain the guest, needs to be smiling when talking to a guest, so they need to use a mouthwash to avoid bad breath. Smokers should take care to avoid nicotine stains on teeth and hands, as well as tobacco breath. Ensure that before you get within your areas of work, you get rid of it. Most of us notice when someone smokes because of the smell of their breath, and it might discourage the guest so that the employees avoid smoking when at work. Chewing pan or gotka is forbidden. Yes, because it can cause damage to our teeth, and the worst, it can lead to oral cancer. Wash your face frequently to appear fresh. A good night's sleep adds to your good looks, to avoid eye bags or pimples and to look fresh. Offensive habits should be avoided. Picking teeth, nose, or ears. Sneezing or yawning without closing mouth. Belching loudly. Continuously rearranging hair or clothes in guest contact areas. Eating with your mouth open or make noise while chewing food. The following I've mentioned can irritate the guest, or it might discourage them and possibly lose their desire to stay in that hotel. So, the employees need to be careful of their actions and the words comes out to their mouth as well. Well-repaired heels, always clean and polished. Make it a habit to wipe your shoes clean each time you go to the restroom to freshen up. Laces tied neatly at all times. Socks should be clean. Shoes that are provided by the hotel should be worn with the hotel at all times while on duty. Restricted to a single ring. Necklaces, if worn, are not to be visible. Earrings are not to be worn by male associates. A well-groomed lady exhibits the following minimum standards. Hair should be left open only if it is above shoulders length, while at work it should be away from the face. Long hair should be tied in a bun using a net or pulled back neatly. Hair accessories should be black and minimal. Only natural-looking hair dye should be used. Short hair should be cut in elegant contemporary style, which is manageable and looks neat throughout duty hours. Hairstyles recommended: the French knot, the figure of 8, a simple bun. Hairstyles to be avoided: elaborate coiffure, knots or coils, low loose knots tied at the nape of the neck, oily hair and plait. Day makeup should be light, subtle, and carefully applied light to medium shades. Example, pinks, peaches, and russets should be used. Blush on the cheekbones and along the neck is a must. It enhances your features.
So our group topic is all about the grooming and personal hygiene. Hands should always be clean and well manicured. Use of mehendi on the hands or any part of the body is not permitted. Mehendi is also known as henna. So henna is strictly not permitted inside the hotel. Next is nails should be well shaped with a light to a medium color application of nail polish. Nail polish should not be cheap. Also, extremely long nails enameled with very bright or dark shades of nail polish are not allowed. Like for example in the picture. So, nail polish should not be very dark or very bright. It is better if the color of your manicure is fitted on your skin tone. Next is shoes. It must low-held or appropriate with most clothes, and shoes are not to reveal your heels or toes. So this is the example of shoes. Next is jewelry. First, earrings to be restricted to one pair and should be discreet. For example, ear studs and ear loops no longer than 1/2. So this is the example of ear studs. Next. Second is only a simple thin necklace may be worn but should not be visible. So this is the example of thin necklace. Third, nose rings and anklets are not be worn. Fourth, no brooches or accessories or anything that is not part of the uniform should not be worn. Fourth is, it is recommended that a simple watch may be worn on a duty. And fifth is, only 2 rings on one hand or maximum of 3 rings on the both hand may be worn. And lastly is, only 1 light gold bangle or bracelet may be worn. Next is miscellaneous. First, the upkeep of a uniform and keeping it clean, crumple-free, and well-pressed is the staff responsibility. Second, uniform must be well maintained, like for example, no tears and unauthorized alterations and etc. Next, third is, nothing is to be added on or subtracted from the uniform. Fourth, name tag is a part of a uniform and is to be worn at all times. So the purpose of name tag is in order for the customers easy to recognize you. Next, cosmetics worn must be natural looking and not heavy. Next is stockings that are worn should complement the skin tone of the associate. Next is uniforms. Uniforms cannot be taken out of the hotel premises. Last but not least is uniforms should be given to the hotel laundry for regular cleaning. So that's all. Thank you.
So hi, good afternoon sir. By the way, I am Jaica Diot from BSHM1C. And for this video, I am going to report and discuss about the safety rules in kitchen. The introduction. More accidents occur in the kitchen than any other room of the home. Most accidents can be prevented with some thought, pre-planning, and attention to detail. We will be covering how to prevent injuries in the kitchen and how to prevent foodborne illnesses. So the safety rules in kitchen. Kitchen safety awareness is crucial during food preparation and cooking, as well as during cleanup and daily living. Understanding the hazards present in the kitchen can help you avoid causing an accident or subjecting your family to about the food poisoning. So there are some kitchen safety rules. Always wash your hands before and after handling food. Debug long hair. Wear an apron. Keep food preparation surfaces clean. Wash fruit and vegetables under cold water before to use. Handle knives and other sharp equipment with care. When using a knife, always cut away from yourself for downwards on a chopping board to avoid cutting yourself. Turn handles of saucepans away from the front of the stove when cooking. Use oven mitts when taking gut dishes from the oven or microwave. Do not run around the room where food is being prepared. Wipe up food spills immediately. Store food appropriate in sealed containers. Always keep raw meat away from cooked meat at the bottom of the fridge. Last is wash kitchen and eating utensils after use in hot soapy water. The second is preventing cuts. Preventing cuts and removing broken glass safely. Sweep broken glass into a dustpan immediately. Wipe the area with several layers of damp paper towel to remove glass chips. Place broken glass and damp paper towels in a paper bag and place the bag in a trash container. And preventing cats of using knives safely. A sharp knife is safer than a dull knife. Use an acrylic cutting board and cut food away from your body. If the knife falls, jump back and let it drop. Never use a knife to open cans or pry lids. Wash and store knives and other sharp objects separately from other utensils. So how to prevent finger cuts? First is enforce proper knife storage. Use a knife for its intended purpose. Keep knives sharp. A dull blade has a tendency to slip. Know the proper way to walk with a knife. Carry the knife away from the body and the tip pointing down. Use personal protective equipment like cut-resistant gloves or stainless steel mesh gloves. If you are using a cutting board, it should be secured. Do not use the palm of your hands as a cutting board. Slice away from the body, keeping fingers away from the blade. Curl fingers under when choosing. When mincing, keep the tip of the knife and a cutting board. If it's necessary to pass the knife to other person, place it down on the counter and let the other guy pick it up. And avoid talking to others while cutting. This can be distraction. When you are done working with the knife, wash it immediately. Place it in the dishwasher in a designated spot or wash it in the sink, dry it, and store it properly. And how preventing cats removing broken glass safely. First thing to do is carefully pick up the larger pieces of broken glass that you can actually see. Then you can reach for a broom and dust pan. Next is preventing burns. Using a microwave oven safely. Never place metal or aluminum products in a microwave. Do not use excessive amounts of time to heat water or liquids to avoid superheating past boiling temperature, which can cause liquids to explode under certain conditions. Use pot holders to remove hot cookware. Heated food and steam can make even microwaves safer and cookware hot. Open lids or remove plastic wrap away from you to avoid steam burns. Microwaves should not be operated when they are empty. And prevented burns using cookware safely. Turn the handles of cookware in wide range. Use thick, dry pot holders when handling hot pans. Open lids like a shield away from your body to avoid steam burns. Pull out the oven rack first when removing hot cookware from the oven. Remember that the heating elements and electric ranges remain hot for a long time after being turned off. So, preventing burns in microwave ovens safely. First, remove food from packaging before defrosting in a microwave oven. Do not use plastic storage containers, foam trays, and plastic wraps in microwave ovens because they are not heat stable at high temperatures. Last is preventing burns cookware safely. First, turn pot handles in so you can't bump them and children can't grab them. Don't leave spoons or other utensils in pots while your food is cooking. Keep oven mitts and pot holders handy where the spoon. And a caution, using a wet meat or pot holder can cause a severe steam burn. That's all for today and thank you, sir.
Mr. Roberto Lamayo. I am Rutchel Joromo and this is my report. Preventing fires. Avoiding fires in the kitchen. Store oils away from the stove. Wear short or close-fitting sleeves while cooking. Tie back long hair when cooking. Keep towels, pot holders, paper towels, and other flammable materials away from the stove and oven. Clean up grease build up from the stove, oven, and the exhaust fan regularly. Avoid leaving the kitchen while cooking. Have a smoke detector near the kitchen. Putting out small fires in the kitchen. Small pan fires. Use a larger lid to smother the flame. Grease fires. Use baking soda to put out the fire. Water or flour will only make the flames larger. Clothing fires. In your clothes, catch on fire, stop, drop, and roll. Fire extinguishers. Always have fire extinguishers or baking soda readily available in the kitchen in case of fires. Preventing electrocution. Operating electrical appliance like a toaster before removing food or objects that have become stuck in the appliance. Unplug electrical appliances from the outlet by grasping the plug, not the cord. Keep cords away from heat sources from hanging over the edge of the counter. Dry hands completely before operating electrical appliances. Keep electrical appliances away from water. Avoiding falls, bumps, and bruises. Clean up spills immediately with paper towels. Keep cupboard doors and drawers closed or shut when they are not in use. Use a ladder or stool to retrieve high or hard to reach outlets. And that would be all. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I am going to report about preventing poisoning. Preventing poisoning using household chemicals safely. Keep drain cleaners, household cleaners, and other products which contain poisons in their original containers. Read all product labels and only use as intended. Store dangerous products out of the reach of children and pets and away from food items. Don't mix cleaning products together. Mixing some chemicals may cause a hazardous reaction. Follow the manufacturer's direction when handling insect control chemicals. So, we should follow all of these guidelines in order to prevent poisoning because poison can cause short-term effects like skin rash or brief illness. It can cause brain damage, coma, and death. Chemical hazards. Pay attention to the labels. Hazard. Potentially dangerous. Flammable. Anything that ignites easily or is capable of burning rapidly. Use and care instructions. Instructions written by manufacturers to inform consumers how to use and care for the product. Caustic cleaner. Household cleaner that may burn the skin or contact. Poisons. Capable of harming or killing if ingested. So, all employers with hazardous chemicals in their workplace must have labels and safety data sheets for their exposed workers, and train them to handle the chemicals appropriately, and must also include information on hazards of the chemicals in their work area and measure to be used to protect themselves. Preventing injury to children. Child-proofing your kitchen. If you have children under the age of 2 in the house, use a safety gate to the kitchen. Remove small magnets from the refrigerator to prevent choking accidents. Put a cover over the garbage disposal switch. Move household chemicals out of children's reach and or put safety latches on all cupboards. Store knives out of reach of children. Teach children about kitchen safety. You can reduce the risk of injuries by making a few practical changes to your home. Safety phone numbers. Every kitchen should have a list of important phone numbers in case of an emergency. Safety phone numbers include fire department, ambulance or emergency medical care, family doctor, poison control center. Thank you so much for listening and have a nice day.